So today I just wanted to talk about how there's so much power in solitude and strength in solitude. I hear so many people talking about how they can't be alone, they hate being alone, and honestly I could not relate less. I'm not sure if there even is anyone that I like spending time with more than I like spending time with myself. So I just wanted to share my thoughts from being on a pretty rocky personal growth journey myself, I'd say, from making a lot of mistakes and trying to learn from them and doing so every single day still. I just want to share, my thoughts on how to become your own best friend and the importance of being alone. Firstly, obviously, there's such a big difference in the difference between solitude and isolation. Obviously, isolation is too much of it is toxic for any human. We're sociable beings. We're herding creatures, herding mammals. We're meant to live together. But I think it's also so important to take time away from everyone and to learn the art of withdrawing from relationships, from even conversations, from environments, so that you gain a better perspective on that environment, on that conversation, on that person, on that relationship. It's only when you do that that you get a completely outside perspective. Like, for example, living in London. When I lived in London, I was completely absorbed and infatuated with the lifestyle. It was the most incredible place. I was absorbed with the nightlife, the going out culture. If I didn't go out at a weekend or if I didn't go for drinks, I feel like I hadn't had a good weekend. And at the time, I thought that was genuine happiness, and that was, what I was meant to be doing as a young 20 whatever year old in my early 20s. And as soon as I moved out, within a few months, I realised that those things weren't really making me happy. It was all dopamine driven, false happiness, essentially just chasing the dopamine, which, as we all know now, is not beneficial. I think if you look at every successful person, they spend a lot of time alone. Steve Jobs, for example, had walking meetings. Warren Buffett spends 80% of his day thinking and reading. He literally dedicates his day to thinking and reading. Because, pretty much from the day we're born, we're told what to think. We're told what to say. Our education system is very much like, follow this rigid structure and this will lead to success, which we now know it doesn't mean anything. And I think with all these conflicting opinions flying out left, right and centre, you need to disengage in order to be able to collate your own thoughts and your own opinion. Being alone is so important because the people you surround yourself with is going to be a direct reflection on you, and you basically mould into one another. They say that you're the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time around, and being happy on your own means that you don't have to spend time around people who you wouldn't necessarily align with in certain elements. And being happy on your own means that you can take more time to decide who you want to spend your time with. You're not just reliant on who's available that day. You want to go to the gym with someone, so you need to ring a friend up. You want to go for a walk or get a coffee, so you're just going to go and chat to whoever's around, because what you're talking about in that conversation is going to manifest in your subconscious, and you're going to then subconsciously take on those beliefs, or it's so important that you think carefully about who you're spending your time with. And when you realize also that the only person's opinion that matters is your own, then you stop seeking validation elsewhere. You don't need to scroll on social media for hours, because the only person I really care about is myself. I know that my opinion's right, and I don't really care what anyone else thinks about what I'm doing or what I'm thinking or what I'm saying. Does it really matter what other people think about you or what other people's opinion of you is when they barely know themselves? They barely have solid opinions themselves. Another reason why being alone is so important is because it it reflects upon your relationships. So if you aren't particularly happy being on your own, you're going to settle for that guy or that girl who doesn't necessarily make you particularly happy, but you just want someone there. You want someone to do things with. And I have people tell me this all the time. You know, we all have those friends who hop from relationship to relationship because they don't like being on their own, they don't like being single, which is honestly the biggest error, because it's when you do the most growth when you're having time on your own. And when you become so in love with yourself and happy with yourself and treat yourself so well, other people will then treat you how you treat yourself. Because if I'm treating myself like a queen and this guy comes into my life and sees that, he's going to have to know that he has to either match that or treat me even better and give me more than I'm giving to myself, because otherwise, what are you there for? I'm just not going to settle for that. And at the end of the day, it's also attractive. Like, nobody likes anyone who's clingy or desperate. Desperation is like repulsive. You know, nobody like in any element, any aspect, not even just relationship wise. You want to be magnetic. And if you know yourself, you're confident, you're self-assured, and you don't need people, then people are going to gravitate towards you. Yeah, she's so confident. I want the type of energy that she's giving off. So they want to be around you. They want to absorb that energy in themselves. The world we live in today as well is, we live in an age of information overload, of constant influences left, right and centre. Everyone's an influencer. Everyone's trying to sell us something or push something on us or give us their opinion. And it's almost impossible to form original ideas because of all this information being thrown at us. Whereas if you know your own mind, it gives you an inner strength and protects you from all these opinions and these social pressures. And okay, well, she might be buying a house and having babies, but that's not what makes me happy. That's not what I want to do. So why would I do that? Why would I follow that path? You need to be so strong in yourself that you're literally immune to all these opinions that are flying at you from left, right and centre. One of my favourite quotes actually from Oprah, she was talking about how distancing myself from the voices of the world is the only time when I can hear my own. You know, it's when you can actually listen to your own voice. And what do you feel about this situation? What do you think about this? Because sometimes it's impossible to get the space to think about or reflect on what you do actually believe and think. You know, I'm not saying you've got to go and do like 2 hours climbing up Mount Everest in order to reconnect with yourself and find yourself, or go travelling around the world or do ayahuasca. It's literally a case of 10-15 minutes a day, go on a quick walk without your phone, without technology, do some journaling at the end of the day, even your skincare, like before bed. It's literally 15 minutes to yourself where you can reflect on the day or, you know, meditate before bed. When you get used to that, it becomes the most enjoyable time of the day. It becomes like your sanctuary. Okay, I feel like I've rambled on for a while, but I'm just gonna like wrap it up. You know, it's not about pushing other people away. It's literally just about embracing who you are and giving yourself the attention that you deserve in order to understand yourself better, in order to attract people who align with you. And, you know, when we're comfortable alone, we build this inner confidence that no one else can shake. So things aren't going to affect you. So yeah, I feel like this is probably going to have to be super cut and edited because I've really lost my train of thought multiple times. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be back very soon with my next topic. So let me know if you've got any topic ideas or anything you want to talk about in the comments below.